Hi everyone. To explain what a CMS is, we need to first define some web technologies used commonly to create websites. Remember that to understand how a CMS works, you don't need to study what I'm explaining. It's just for you to go over the concepts used to create the system. It's good to know, but you won't use it on a daily basis unless you want to become a coder. The DOM or Document Object Model is a programming interface for HTML and XML documents. Each element in a web page, such as headers, paragraphs, links, etc., is represented as a node in the DOM tree, which can be accessed and manipulated using programming languages like JavaScript. Just remember, the DOM is the name given to the HTML structure of your pages. The first version of HTML was written by Berners-Lee in 1991. It laid the foundation for the web by providing a simple way to create and link documents. Historically, the first websites were a collection of HTML files. HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, uses tags to define the structure of a web page. Tags like title, H1, A, and P were used to create titles, headings, links, and paragraphs respectively. CSS was introduced by the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C, to separate content from presentation using CSS files or CSS style sheets. CSS allowed web designers to control the layout, colors, fonts, and overall styling of HTML elements. Created by Eich while working at Netscape, JavaScript was originally developed to enable dynamic and interactive elements on web pages. With JavaScript, you could respond to user actions such as clicks and keyboard inputs, manipulate the content displayed on the page, and perform other dynamic behaviors. It then evolved with libraries like jQuery, Vue.js, Angular, and so on. PHP was created by Rasmus Lerdorf initially as a set of common gateway interface. It evolved into a full-fledged server-side scripting language. As websites became more complex, the need for server-side programming grew. This is where PHP, Hypertext Preprocessor, came into play. PHP, combined with a MySQL database, it allows developers to create dynamic, data-driven websites. For example, you could retrieve data from a database and display it on your website. The term AJAX, or Asynchronous JavaScript and XML, was coined by James Garrett. It allows web pages to be updated without reloading the whole page. It's a cool name for a process, but it isn't a new technology per se. With AJAX, JavaScript could make asynchronous calls to a PHP script on the server, retrieve data, and update the page content dynamically. This technique significantly improved user experience by making web applications faster and more responsive. These advancements in web technologies have paved the way for the modern, dynamic, and interactive web experiences we have today. So imagine a website with tons of stuff: texts, images, links, users, permissions, and whatnot. All that information needs to be stored and structured somewhere. That's where OOP and databases play a crucial role in the web development. OOP stands for Object-Oriented Programming. It's used to build objects with predefined sets of characteristics that you can store in a database. To each object, its table, with rows and columns, forming altogether the matrix or database. Once you have created that structure, you can write data like texts, so formatted strings, varchars, which are chains of independent characters, numbers like integers, doubles and floats, whatever you need to save for later or that require management. It's most often stored in the database. Let's say we want to create a simple user. It has a set of values: first name, surname, birthday, language, email, password, these types of things. Note, I didn't use the age of the user, because the age is depending on the time, while the birthday is frozen in time and you can retrieve the age from the birthday with a quick calculation. So, to create many users with the same type of characteristics, we define a user as one instance of the user object class in PHP. If we were using Silverstripe, it would look more or less like this. We will then do something like domain.com dev build, and we'll see a new line created in our database for the user object class. Now we can create as many instances of the user object as long as it fits into our database. Obviously, if you're a Silverstripe coder, you know we already have the member class, and what we did is purely for the sake of explaining the concept. Anyway, there are different database structures and programming languages able to interact with the database, one of which is MySQL. We used to learn MySQL alongside the OOP. It is more common to know it exists and let the CMS do the magic in the background. Every elements of the CMS are listed above: PHP, jQuery, the database, but every single website needed a set of functions like upload an image, create draft posts, publish on a certain date, connect Google Analytics, and so on. So why reinventing the wheel for each website when we can create a content management system, a CMS? The main features of the CMS are the ability to manage content from an administration panel, provide optional modules also known as plugins to add new functionalities, tools to enforce the security of the site, allocate roles to users, keep the system easily up to date by providing new versions as the technology evolves and applying patches if necessary. There are different CMS for various profiles of developers or project requirements. Non-coders will prefer a CMS with an interface where you do everything visually. On the other side, you have a type of CMS with a light minimalistic structure optimized for coders and performance. Some are faster, more secure, or have more modules. There's enough options available for coders and non-coders. We will go through some of the major ones we used ourselves.